Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is that you are watching this. So, I think I figured out the whole lighting thing. Some of it is when we're doing this an hour earlier, so the sun is cloudy where I'm at. So coming in is a lot. It doesn't come in as much, and it's cloudy. So yes, that blocks a lot of it. So, what are you drinking? Um, I'm drinking the Stephen Smith Black Lavender Tea. It has a little bit of vanilla in with it. And then steamed milk, organic steamed milk, and organic stevia with that. So it's like my version of London fog. Did you do anything fun this week? See, we went, a lot of the Christmas stuff was going on, markets and stuff were going on around town this week. So we went to that Saturday and saw some really cool crafts, arts and crafts, paintings. I love to see people's creativity and their expression and their interpretation of things is very interesting. And the work that it takes to put into it is amazing. So, anyways, all right. So let's get started. Since I was a kid, and I am an 80s child, I'm a child of the 80s, I've always believed we had to save the Amazon rainforest. I've, I've always been fascinated by it and have always believed that it held the best medicine for diseases and illnesses that modern medicine couldn't do anything for, or if you were lucky it did. Since the 1970s, almost 20% of the Amazon rainforest has been destroyed. Scientists warn that we're dangerously close to the forest's breaking point, 25% deforestation. At that point, the forest risks collapsing in on itself, transitioning to a scrubby savanna. Just over 80% of the rainforest coverage measured in the 1970s still remains. Of that, scientists caution that 38% of it suffers from some sort of degradation, which means invisible destruction, so destruction that we can't see. So I say all this is, what does this have to do with having cancer? Everything. Your cure could be in there, or it could have been and no longer exist. So I truly believe that. A lot of your medicine, derives from plants anyways. But I believe that without adding all that other stuff in it, there is plants that could literally cure us of our diseases and illnesses. So, have you heard of shamans and are the medicine mans? And sometimes they're also known as healers in some tribes. So this is what a lot of the tribes believe in and use as their doctors in the Amazon rainforest. Well, there and other places as well. So not just specifically the Amazon rainforest, other areas as well. People who believe in that practice have started to come into Western civilization. So into the U.S., into our country, and other places, other countries as well. So out of the tribal lands. They use natural remedies from the Amazon rainforest to heal people and cure them of their disease. They also believe that trauma from your past or things you deal with in your everyday life builds up in your subconscious mind and causes a lot of our diseases and illnesses, along with our American diet. Because we don't properly deal with it or work through it. So it just kind of builds up, builds up, builds up. So the same concept as when you start stressing over things, and you don't deal with it, you just suppress it and it builds up, builds up, builds up. Then you just hit your breaking point. It's the same concept. So if you had like a trauma when you were at some point in your life, or even if you deal with everyday stresses that you just suppress, like you don't deal with it, you're like everything's fine, you don't deal with it, like that can cause the build up and cause things as well. Cause side effects and everything. Stress is one of your worst enemies. All right. So, I have always believed the same thing. The whole mission of the spa has always been for you to get out of your own head and out of your routine medical surroundings and work on your subconscious in hopes that you will respond better to whatever treatment you decide to use, whether that's Eastern medicine, all natural, or Western medicine, so more modernized medicine. A guy named Nick Pillay feels the same way. My question is what would you do if you had no other options? If nothing was working? If the medical doctors told you there was nothing else they could do for you? How far would you go to cure yourself? To try something to see if it worked? Because if it doesn't, what the worst case scenario is you're going to die anyways, right? And I don't mean that in a harsh way. I mean that in a sense of that's what the doctors are telling you. But it's up to you if that's what's going to happen or not. Because a lot of it's mental, right? You got to be willing to fight. It's a tough fight, but you have to be willing to fight. So, again, I ask, how far would you go? What would you do? Well, Nick created a documentary where he took 8 sick people into the Amazon rainforest. So everyone, like there were some people with cancer. There was a guy with stage 4 cancer. There was people who had Crohn's disease, a diabetic, an addict with depression. So 8 different people with 8 different sicknesses or illnesses. He took them into the Amazon rainforest for a month with shamans. It was 3 different shamans. Each one had their own specialty that they did. That they specialized in as far as different types of medicine, plant medicine, and everything. And 5 came out cured, or came back cured. 2 came back disappointed, and 1 didn't make it at all. Now, despite the outcome, all of these stories were amazing. Every one of them, even the ones that came back disappointed, still had some difference to them. They got something out of it. But you can watch the documentary online for free. I put the website in the description. It's on his website. Just go to the movie and then you can watch it for free. It's only like an hour and 15 minutes. But I also encourage you to read the book. He made the documentary years ago, and then he wrote the book not too long ago. I should say it came out not long ago called The Sacred Science, an ancient healing path for the modern world. I definitely recommend both of them. The book goes into more details and provides you with more information. And Nick, he's the director, it's like from his perspective and things that he experienced that you don't see in the documentary, but it's from his perspective, his experience, how this came about and how things fell into place for him to do this documentary. It's really interesting. They always say if it's meant to be, stars align appropriately, you can see how things align for him in this. It's really interesting. But I will say it goes behind the scenes on the filming, but also gives you more information on the one who didn't make it out. And it explains a lot more that it makes sense. So I really encourage both. Watch the documentary, read the book. It's up to you how, in what order you want to read it. It's fine. I'm one of these people, typically I have to read the book before I watch the movie. Though the older I've gotten a little bit better because I also know the book describes more. And typically the book describes more than what's in the movie and gives you more background. So I have to tell myself that if I've already seen the movie and want to read the book. But normally I have to read the book before I watch the movie. But either way, I would say however is easiest for you and what's best for you, that you get the most out of that. That's what I would do. He created a cookbook with the Amazon, or with these old recipes. It's the Sacred Cookbook, the Forgotten Healing Recipes. This is an older one. This was like the first one they came out with. He has another one, him and his wife. Yes, she was part of the documentary, or not in it. She helped create it. Anyway, they both came out with, I guess, a more updated cookbook together. I don't have that one yet. It's on my list. It's on my Amazon list. So yes, you can get both the book and the cookbook in the Amazon, or in Amazon Prime or Amazon. Both of them are on there. Amazon Rainforest, Amazon. Anyway, so yes, so you can get both of them on there. I definitely recommend it. The recipes, though, one thing I do like about it is if you're doing the vegan diet, it gives you options for that, if that makes sense. So if you see a recipe and it has meat in it, it'll give you the option of what to substitute for that. And so in the cookbooks. And it also gives explanations with the recipes as well. It's really interesting. So yes, I definitely recommend that. And like I said, the other cookbook is on my list to get. And so now, I will say, if this is a little too new agey for you with the shamans and beliefs and everything, I at least encourage you to look at it as learning about another culture and their beliefs. Because and what path they take, because who knows, like you could get something out of it. Even though you might not believe in herbal medicine, you might not even believe plant medicine or any of that, but there's so much you can take from it. Maybe it's one of those, you remember a past life trauma you had in your life that you may need to deal with and work through and go talk to someone about. So there are so much you can take from it. So even, like I said, even if it's a little new agey for you and you don't believe in that stuff, at least watch it. Be open-minded and learn, hey, this is what another culture does. This is their beliefs. This is how they do it. And yeah, it's definitely like, just be open to it is what I encourage you to do. Okay? So with that, if you've seen it, watch it or anything, if you've seen the documentary, if you read the book or anything like that, or even done any of the recipes out of the cookbook, please leave a comment on, what you tried or your thoughts on it or how you feel about it, or anything that you got from it. Did it help you? And so, yes, definitely those in the comments. And also go do something fun for yourself. Do something for yourself, whether it's taking a walk in the woods or on a trail, or relaxing and listening to, smelling lavender and listening to some relaxing music, or meditating. It's the holiday season. People start stressing and getting all up in arms and rushing to do things. It's okay. It'll be okay. If it doesn't get done, it's not the end of the world, all right? If somebody fusses at you about it, ignore them. Just don't even let it bother you, okay? So, no stressing, all right? Even Bentley says no stressing. He doesn't stress either. Ain't that right? No stressing, right? All right, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Bentley thanks you. And enjoy your drink. And we'll see you next week under the willow tree.